We are still underway with the Casino Arizona 125. The second caution came out. They are continuing to clean this racetrack. And as they do that, we'll go down to Bob Dillner.
And Rick, nice to see a four-time NASCAR K&N Pro Series East champion, Andy Santerre, here on pit road. He's actually the crew chief today for the guy that runs fifth right now, Derek Thorne, in that number 9 car. And it's funny, they actually had a very good race car all day long. But yesterday, that car was hopping all over the racetrack. So a brand new race car, they nicknamed it Karl Malone because Karl is one of his favorite basketball players. But just over the radio just moments ago, they started discussing that nickname, and Andy Santerre said, you know what, Karl Malone, they called him the mailman. So why don't you deliver at the end of this race and put us in victory lane?
He was a wide body too, Karl Malone.
Yeah, he was. And only 5 starts this year for Derek Thorne. 3 top 3 finishes in those 5 starts. And he will actually move full time to the 6th car, which is the primary car for this Rob Roncati team.
I want to take a look back at why we're under this caution.
Much as we go down in turn number 3, the 88 of Jessica Brunelli gets sideways. Cameron Haley comes along with absolutely nowhere to go, as well as the 14 of Travis Melbourne. But you know, Rick, what we were talking about, you know, they paid a lot of money to repave this racetrack. You see when Jessica got her left sides down below the yellow line, that actually upset her car. She got a little bit loose, got into Todd Souza, turned her around.
We're seeing a lot of people try to go down below that yellow line, maybe hook the left front on that yellow line to get a little extra turning ability around this racetrack, because they've been searching for grip ever since we started the day, although we did get a track record, and there was a little bit of grip when we saw that this morning.
Yeah, but it was still cool and overcast this morning when the K&N guys qualified. But as the sun came out and heated up for the nationwide qualifying as well as Sprint Cup qualifying, the track slowed down immensely and really got hard to handle. Now as it cools off again, we're getting that grip back.
And the cleaning crew continues to clean up the mess in turn number 4. While they do that, we'll slip away to break. And welcome back, Casino Arizona 125, the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West here on Speed, your motorsports authority. About to go back to green. And again, we've got some people tweeting about this very race. One of those being Brennan Poole, who's a regular in the ARCA Racing Series. He won earlier this year in the 25 Venturini Motorsports entry. He says watching the K&N race, pulling for my teammate and friend, Alex Bowman. Wheel it, man.
Yeah, we're talking about Alex winning twice. He's 2 for 2 in ARCA Racing Series competition.
And they are in line once again. Daniel Suarez and Greg Pursley making up the front row. Pursley back out in front. We saw a little bit of smoke early on from Pursley on the right side when he would get out of the gas. We'll see if that situation has gotten any better. As they come out of turn number 4, pace car makes its way onto pit road, leaving the field back in the hands of the 26 of Pursley, and the green flag comes back out.
Yeah, great start that time by Greg Pursley. Clears Daniel Suarez by the time they get to turn number 1. See Alex Bowman now on the outside, going to look to the outside of Mayhew. He's got his nose up there,
trying to keep that momentum up as he goes around the high side, trying to take the spot away from David Mayhew. So Bowman with a hard charge as they get ready to go into 3 and 4. He's still running that high line.
Yeah, there's some grip up there on the high side. They stay side by side. Ryan Blaney now has moved into the 5th spot ahead of the 9 of Derek Thorne.
NASCAR is posting the 16 of Moses Smith, saying that he passed before they got to the start-finish line. Smoke rolling out from...
That's the 22 of Jonathan Gomez. Obvious, looks like an engine failure for Jonathan.
They stay green on the racetrack. Pursley in front of Daniel Suarez. Alex Bowman running 3rd, David Mayhew 4th.
Good side-by-side battle back now for the 5th spot. Derek Thorne pulls back up to the inside of Ryan Blaney, gets loose, chases Ryan up the hill. Ryan does a great job giving him room.
And how about Eric Holmes in the 20, almost getting caught up in that as the 3rd caution comes out. I believe that's...
I think that is Jonathan Gomez.
Yeah, I don't think Gomez got back onto pit road. I think he just stopped his race car. There he is, Jonathan Gomez in the 22, stops the race car, so they will bring the caution out to make sure he makes it onto pit road and into the garage if that is terminal for Jonathan. He was running in the 22nd position when the engine let go.
The 88 of Jessica Brunelli will get the free pass. Get back on the lead lap.
should put 33 cars on the lead lap. And Jonathan Gomez in the 22 is going to climb out of that race car.
Jonathan started out the season here at Phoenix with a second-place finish to Greg Pursley.
Talked about Dylan Kwasniewski earlier, driver of the 03, teammates to Greg Pursley. He'll be running the full season next year. He just didn't run the first race of this season, so that's why he wasn't in contention for the title this season. Again, welcome back. NASCAR K&N Pro Series West, the Casino Arizona 125 here on Speed. Let's go back to pit road and Bob Dillner.
You know, all these cautions not helping one particular driver, and that's the three-time champion Eric Holmes. He's running in the top 10 right now, but Eric just radioed to Ty Joyner saying, man, the temperatures are really going up on my gauges on this race car. These cautions are not what we need. We need green flag laps because they are running hot right now, so that's something to keep an eye on as we progress further in this race. But another guy that's doing a dynamite job out here in his run for the West Series, number 25 car for Venerini Motorsports, Alex Bowman. He was the Rookie of the Year in the K&N Pro Series East, and he did it with 3 different teams. He had an impressive performance all year long, and this is one kid that a lot of guys are keeping an eye on.
Yeah, definitely a lot of talent behind the wheel there in Alex Bowman.
Alex comes from an open wheel background, ran the USAC Series, actually accumulated the most points in 2008 in the USAC Series.
Saw Venerini Motorsports on that race car. Again, very big in the ARCA Racing Series. Father Bill Venerini won the championship. Billy Venerini, a winner as a driver as well as a crew chief.
Branching out in here to the West Series a little bit. They actually ran a race in the East Series earlier this year.
So the field goes 2 by 2 once again as we're getting ready for the restart. Lights are out on the pace car. Again, out in front, Greg Pursley, Daniel Suarez making up row number 1. Alex Bowman, David Mayhew, Ryan Blaney, your top 5. Derek Thorne back there in 6th.
Chad Boat having a great run, running right now in the 7th spot. Eric Holmes 8th. Chase Elliott up to 9th, and Jason Bowles, former series champion, rounds out the top 10.
Pursley had a great restart last time, and it looks as though he's going to have another good one here. Green flag back in the air.
Alex Bowman may try to stick his nose in there and not allow Suarez to get down. He does that.
Exactly what he's going to do. The 25 of Alex Bowman trying to take second away from Daniel Suarez, and he'll do it as they go through the dog leg on the backstretch.
I was talking to Alex's guys earlier today, and they said he got a little bit loose qualifying. That's why he didn't qualify any better than he did. He qualified back in 9th. He was very fast in practice.
So Greg Pursley out in front of Alex Bowman, Daniel Suarez, David Mayhew, and Ryan Blaney still your top 5. Now Chad Boat in that 98 taking a look at the inside of the 20 of Eric Holmes.
Right behind him, the 94 of Chase Elliott. Jason Bowles running side by side with Chase.
You saw Chase Elliott dip down below that yellow line through the dog leg.
We saw some of the Nationwide cars go way down below that yellow line. Maybe 3 or 4 car widths down below that yellow line.
Yeah, I saw Elliott Sadler end up getting wrecked out. He was at least 4 car lengths down inside of the dog leg. See a little smoke coming out of Dylan Presnell's number 50.
Yeah, very similar to the 26 problem of Greg Pursley, although it doesn't seem to be affecting the performance of that 26 car Pursley. Derek Thorne, Ryan Blaney side by side once again. Now Eric Holmes is going to pull up to the inside of Ryan.
Eric Holmes in the number 20, that Napa machine, trying to get the good preferred line into turn number 1. Again, just in front, Derek Thorne, a little smoke coming out of that 9.
What a tale of 2 seasons for Eric Holmes. The first 5 races, his best finish was 6th. The only finish he had in the top 10. Ever since then, gosh, in the last 8 races, all top 5 finishes, including the last 2 races in Victory Lane.
Chase Elliott, Chad Boat, door to door around this mile racetrack. Chase has the preferred line, but Chad Boat still trying to make it work on the high side. Right behind him, that 31 of Jason Bowles.
Yeah, Chase really drove that Aaron's car hard down in the corner, and it stuck down there. Look at 3 wide.
And all the way on the apron, that was the 10 of Brandon Davis.
There's Dylan Presnell, the 50 car. Qualified back in the 13th spot, right now runs 12th.
Michael Self just outside of that 51. So the field starting to spread out once again after this most recent restart. 3 cautions. We've had 20 laps of yellow flag times around this racetrack.
There's Johnny Bornham in the 8 car side by side with the 96 of Ben Kennedy. Ben came out west here when they had a bit of a break in the east schedule, ran a couple races, really did a nice job. 2 top 10 finishes.
Lisa France Kennedy, the mother of Ben Kennedy. Of course, the France family synonymous with stock car racing.
Founders of NASCAR. You see the smoke still trailing from the 26 of Pursley as he opens up about a 4-car length lead right now on Alex Bowman.
Greg Pursley looking for 3 wins in a row here in Phoenix, and already has won 6 races in this 2011 season. Started it off right here at Phoenix, but looking to make it 7 wins of the 14 races, a perfect 50% of the races won if he can get to victory lane tonight.
Just an incredible season for Greg Pursley, and a nice guy. Great team. Talked to Gene Price, the owner for Greg Pursley, a long time this morning, and really excited about the year. Can't wait till next season. Going to do the same 2-car effort with Dylan Kwasniewski as well as Greg Pursley, and look for them to contend once again for a championship.
Battle for second continues between Alex Bowman and Daniel Suarez. Bowman still has the spot. Suarez was able to close the gap. We see Chase Elliott in the 94 on the inside of that 11 of Ryan Blaney. Bob, what's happening with Blaney?
He's having a difficult time of it inside the cockpit of that number 11 car right now. 17-year-old Ryan Blaney, son of Cup competitor Dave Blaney, a very tight condition. In fact, Ryan just reported it's really, really, really tight. As you can see, he just goes up the racetrack right there. So a wedge and also an air pressure adjustment is expected at the halfway point of this race. But right now, Ryan Blaney, who's battling for a super late model championship in the Carolinas in the past series, is already looking ahead to next year. I spoke to Dave today and I said, what are you going to do with Ryan? He says, I'm not sure yet. I'd like to run him in a full season of the East Series, but we actually might, because of our sponsor, go to the Camping World Truck Series or the Nationwide Series. So this guy, this kid, has a lot of potential. He's shown a lot, and look at this. He's having a great battle today, even though he's slipping back a little further in the top 10.
You know, it's amazing. Just a few moments ago, we had Blaney racing Elliott. Now we have Boat, who troubled Dylan Lupton, the 75 car, which is a backup car for him. Backs into the outside wall. That's Eric Holmes' backup car. Eric told me, I didn't want anything to happen to this car. I've won so many races in that particular car. There goes one of the rear springs that came out of that 75 car.
So again, the 75 of Dylan Lupton goes around, backs into the wall, brings out caution number 4 here in Phoenix. He was running in the 26th spot. See the 54 of Justin Philpott. Slow on the racetrack. Greg Pursley has led 46 laps in this race. Of the 53 that have been completed, he has crossed the 1,000 laps led in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West.
And what happens here? See if there's some contact. Ooh, hard contact with the outside wall. I wasn't sure there was any contact that precipitated that, though.
Bringing it on to pit road to the attention of his crew.
You see the front end of that Camry. Dylan had actually driven up underneath a car at some point during this race. Shortened the back end of it
quite a bit.
Yeah.
So while he gets the 75 looked at by his crew, we'll slip away for another quick break. A beautiful sight here in Avondale, Arizona.